This is a video by Richpin. Today we are looking at something that most people have never seen. This is my 1956 Volkswagen Beetle. Now on this particular car, the vehicle did not have a fuel gauge. So what they did is they put this little thing right here on the floor. Let me get closer so you can take a look at it. Now this thing right here is a lever connected to a fuel tap underneath the fuel tank. And the way you drove these early cars is what you did is you left it in this position right here, which was the reserve. And what you did is you drove the vehicle till it started to stumble. And once it stumbled, it was running out of fuel. So what you did is you reached down here, turned the valve like that, and now you had about 1¼ gallons to get you to the gas station before you ran out of gas. So I bet nobody has ever seen one of these, unless you're an old timer like me. Let's take a look at what it looks like underneath the fuel tank. Here is a look at that fuel valve. This is right underneath the fuel tank, and you can see that that lever comes through the firewall, and they've got a looks like just a regular cotter pin that holds it to the valve. And you can see that the fuel line goes up into the tank. Now I added this little piece right here because I didn't want the fuel line rubbing against the tie rod here. But that's it. That's what that little valve looks like. Here's a look at the valve. This part right here is where the lever would go on to rotate the valve. And here is the outlet. This would let the fuel out to the engine. And this part right here is the fuel filter or fuel sock. And of course this would go up inside the tank. Here is the nut right here that screws it to the bottom of the fuel tank. Now if we take off the filter here, you can see this one's in a rough shape. And you have these two little pipes. Now this one right here would be the normal operation that you would be running on, driving down the road. What would happen is the fuel would come down to the end of this pipe, and then she would start to stumble, and then you would turn the valve over here, and what that would do is close this one and open this one right here. So now you've got all this fuel right here to run on to get yourself to the gas station. And that's my look at the fuel reserve system for the early Beetles.